Guys, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Rob, this has been a lifelong ambition for yours in some respects. How have you found it all now that it's finished and put out in the world?
Yeah, I've been sitting on this egg for a long time, so it's nice to let the bird fly free. But yeah, no, it's weird. Also, like, just we can talk about the history of Nosferatu, but it is also just weird to have. I finished the movie in April, and so it's been strange to have this thing that kind of I feel like is a better representation of where I am as someone who creates like this kind of work, and have it be not out there. So I'm glad to have it out there.
Bill, for you, I mean, you seem, some actors only do sort of transformations and makeups once or twice in their career. You've done it quite a few times. What is it about?
Not twice.
Twice now. I mean, Boy Kills World was quite transformative in some respects. What is it about that process and kind of disappearing into something else that you find so intriguing?
I do like it. I don't know. I think you can probably you can go back really early in my career and you can see hints of it with different characters. Like I think I've liked to try to create something that's outside of myself every single time. And by doing so, I've been attracting things further and further away from me until Orlok was approaching me, which is I think he's from a different realm than I am. I mean, he is, and he speaks through me from that realm.
How did you settle on the voice between you? Because it's quite a distinctive voice, and it's completely detached from your voice. And you're so wonderful. The R's are just like. My brain. I mean, I just wondered between the two of you how that came.
Yeah, we had when Robert reached out to me about the possibility to play him, we had a 10-day sort of back and forth where Robert would share with me his thoughts on it and certain sources of inspiration and just little links and snippets to things, and maybe a little bit of here, maybe a little bit of there, and the voice was the thing that we talked a lot about. That Robert wanted this like really deep, gravelly voice. On top of that, there's also the descriptions in the script. The script is so filled with these like beautiful, very precise descriptions that gives you little, tools. Oh, the breath is mentioned, and that there's labor in him talking, and even pain for him to speak. So all of these different things were stuff that would color the process of it. And then I would record things, and you would critique them and
this, a little less of that, a little more of this.
Yeah, and with the accent too, that was like we liked the rolling R's, but we didn't want to go too Bela Lugosi with it, and we decided to go with actual W's instead of the V sound, which also would have worked sort of for the regional accent there, but it was also an accent that we both felt that we had I had the freedom to kind of find it myself. Nobody knows what a 400-year-old undead vampire sorcerer accent would be, and the Dacian kind of helped as well, because it was like once I got the Dacian dialogues, I was like, okay.
He speaks spells in ancient Dacian, which is the language of the ancestors of the ethnic Romanians. Continue.
Yeah. Yes. Which is a reconstructed version because the language doesn't exist anymore. But that and then okay, you can use that, and like would this be pronounced, and then that could color the accent that he would speak in English, although it's actually German.
As a final question, for my time wraps up, obviously I know how much Nosferatu means to you, but is outside of the sort of classic monsters, the universal monsters, is there another one, or maybe so much for you, Bill, that scared you as a kid? Nicholas was saying Frankenstein was the one that always kind of stuck in his brain when he was younger.
I mean, vampires and witches, I think, and werewolves always kind of were in my imaginary playground. But Karloff's Frankenstein was probably the first like proper horror movie I ever saw, and it did scare me. It's funny now to think of that as being scary, but it was quite scary, his entrance. I remember it clearly.
Yeah, American Werewolf in London was one that truly terrified me as a kid. And I have 3 older brothers, so you were also like kind of exposed to the stuff that that they had seen or that they saw was the most scary thing ever, and you're like inherited this, the VHS, and it's just like R-rated, or like in Sweden it just says 15 years old. You have to be 15 years old to seeing it, and of course you're like 8 and you sneak into your room and watch it.
As well. Yeah, far too young. Guys, I really enjoyed the movie. Thanks so much for your time. Absolute pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!